Executive privilege is the power and ability of the president to conceal from scrutiny conversations he has with people who give him advice in the Oval Office. It is limited to military, diplomatic, and national security secrets. Let's put aside military and diplomatic. That's probably not involved here. So did Donald Trump and Jim Comey have conversations that affected national security? And if they did, does the president want to keep those conversations secret? If he wanted to keep them secret, he probably shouldn't have commented about them himself by the way he characterized his relationship with and communications with Jim Comey. So I think he has probably waived executive privilege here by discussing the conversations himself. However, if he did want to do it, he'd have to file a complaint in the United States District Court and name Comey and Richard Burr, the chair of the committee, as defendants.
I'm not even expecting him to do that. So what are you expecting from Jim Comey?
That is politically traumatic. Well, if Jim Comey shows up with the memos, and the memos are contemporaneous, and the tone is rational, and they are credible, Donald Trump's going to have to reply to it. If, on the other hand, Jim Comey shows up with a sort of tepid, I'm not sure, I think so, this is what I thought.
I know, but I can't tell you.
Right. Some of the stuff I can't tell you, then it's going to be a 24-hour story and no longer.
Sat down with Robert Mueller, right? I mean, there's been a discussion between them about what he shouldn't.
Very interesting part of this, Dagan, because the last thing a prosecutor wants, Bob Mueller, is his potential star witness, Jim Comey, testifying under oath in another forum where the prosecutor is not there and that the prosecutor can't control. It is clear that they already had a conversation, and Mueller knows what Comey is going to say, and he basically said, go ahead and say it. How it goes is going to depend upon the tenacity of the questions and the credibility of his answers.
Judge, is there a possibility that the president himself could be subpoenaed before these committees and respond to James Comey? I mean, could that happen?
The answer is it could happen. I doubt that it would, except that this president sometimes likes to surprise people, and he may very well want to do that. That, of course, would be the highest of drama that we've seen. Even in the Watergate days, Nixon wasn't subpoenaed. Remember that we have the separation of powers, and the legislative branch and the executive branch are theoretically equal, and one cannot trample the other. So if Donald Trump was subpoenaed and didn't want to go, he'd have very strong constitutional and legal grounds for staying away.
Well, in House of Cards, President Underwood, in the first episode,
they subpoenaed him and he showed up?
He didn't subpoena. He showed up unexpectedly and took the floor, and there was a fight over whether he was allowed to speak on the floor of Congress.
Isn't that very much like Donald Trump? Can you just see him walking into the midst of the Comey hearing and say, get out of here, Jim, I'm going to give my version?
I'm teeing up Michael Kelly.
Yeah.